Okay, the sun's gone in, so I've gone over to foliage, night scene foliage macro to try and increase the brightness a little bit. Maybe that's a wrong move, but it will allow us to focus in on anything on the ground that comes along our way. So there's maybe two advantages there. As I was saying, there are, before I got really cut off by the second card running out and getting onto our third. That's really just a mental note for me in case I can't tell one clip from another, you know, because they're black and white or something goes wrong or something, and all this verbiage out there all starts to look much of a muchness in the little thumbnail sort of thing. At least I can tell, oh, he's mentioned the third card, so this must be card number 3, and all the clips on this card are on card number 3, and so on and so forth sort of thing. Having said that, the sun comes out and now it's probably going to be super bright. You just can't win, can you? But anyway, as I was trying to say before I got rudely interrupted, cut off, is an unlikely surprise. We've discovered that the formula at the moment, without using coir and peat, seems to make the whites whiter, sort of thing. Well, at least in the species that have the white, like the Leucos, and I assume the Leuco hybrids. Well, yeah. Umluftiana is a hybrid, isn't it? So I'm getting old, fellas. Yeah, I know. I'll be 50 on George Washington's birthday next year. So, you know, if you want to send a card, you know, how you going, you old bastard, you know, sort of thing, the usual thing. Yeah. Well, I don't think I've actually been the bastard in CPs, you know, in Australian CPs. I think we know all know who's been the bastard. I mean, you only have to tell the anecdote of that. I think it was in the early 90s or something. Some kid on the south coast of Western Australia went to sell some his local tubers, you know, in his local area sort of thing. Within the next day, he had someone sitting on his buggy doorstep, you know, reading him the riot act, you know, and we heard who had actually sent set these dogs onto him, sort of thing. And he's only like a young teenager, sort of thing, you know. Wasn't like, you know. That's the kind of mentality this person was into. Wanted to keep it all to himself, sort of thing, basically. A major hog. The whole CP world, society had to basically revolve around him, sort of thing. Wouldn't let anyone else have a look in. Pissed a lot of people off. Whenever he pissed someone off, he moved on to someone else, basically. And as I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a replica of his gravestone made up, sit it somewhere, maybe in the garden, maybe somewhere out in the bush, somewhere where no one else knows where it is. I can film it, and we can take people who are of like or similar mind out there, and we all just have a piss on it or something, you know. I mean, I'm not damaging the real gravestone, but I'm just damaging my own replica of it. You know, we can take our frustrations out on that, you know. Because, oh, wow, moisture. There's something up in the tree, or there has been something, almost fell backwards. Interesting. Kangaroos taking them, or maybe it's just rain, I don't know, but it's very localised. But anyway, you just don't know how bad it has been or was in the Australian CP world, you know. As I said, you know, the fact that Phil Mann has actually died in the year of magnum opus, I'm wondering, did it just get all too much for him? Or did he get just so pissed off by it coming out that it gave him, you know, a conniption? He had a heart attack, he had a stroke, chopped himself. I don't know. It just seemed, what are the odds that, I know he's had head cancer in the past, I know he was a smoker and he's had head cancer. What are the odds that it will come back and kill him in the year of magnum opus? Yeah. You know, you could say, well, Magnum Opus was about to come out, was it? They said it was coming out late last year or something, and it never did. It was still live then. He only died in the year it came out, and around the time most people started getting their copies, sort of thing. So, you know. Well, there we go. We've got some sort of fern there. I don't think, is it coral fern? Not sure. Getting closer though. I don't know if we're actually going to get stuck down here, so we can't actually make any progress that way, you know, laterally. But we're slowly getting down there. As I said, I'm just taking it leisurely, pace, fellas, because I forgot my can, sort of thing. Don't want to make it too hard, you know. I have had 2 cups of coffee, so you know, I'm reasonably hydrated. I mean, my cups of coffee are large cups of coffee, so you know. If I want to piss on someone, I've got the capacity. No. Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, the stories I could tell you over the years, you know. They're all anecdotal, of course, but you know. Oh, there's the evergreen swamp vegetation, so there's a good sign. If that is the coral fern down there, not bracken, we've got a good chance of Bonata being down here somewhere. It just looks like it needs a jolly good rubby burns, which might actually happen this year. As I said, it looks like it's going to be a really bad bushfire season, worse than in the past 3 or 4 years. We've got through it by the skin of our teeth. This year, I don't think we are going to, because as I said, it had such a weird beginning to the year, and also the end of the season just truncated so rapidly. We've basically been given an extra, almost a month at least, maybe up to 2 months of extra time in the season. So by the time we get to the 3rd week of February, which is the most dangerous time, in actual fact, it's a bit like being 2 months, maybe at least 6 weeks further on. So you know, it's like being at least the 3rd week of March, maybe into the beginning of April, sort of thing. So yeah. Oh, got down here pretty quickly, didn't we? But anyway, maybe it's time to start a new clip once we do get right down here. But I don't know. There's no moisture down here, so. Well, there must be moisture down there to keep that going. So. Whether there are any seep soaks or springs or anything, and God, it looks like it's getting dense down there, but it also looks like it might be olives down there as well. So. Not good. That'll suck all the moisture out of the ground, won't they? Oh, well, there you got yourself a little bonus there. Bit of Grevillea there. Here we are on macros, so. Okay. Getting down closer and closer. Just working my way down casually and gradually. Because it is still a bit of a slope, but not too much. And whoa. But anyway, whoa, that's not a kangaroo in there somewhere, is it? Jesus. Seems it to have trouble working its way out. It'd have to slowly work its way up the hillside. Because they're almost built like T-Rexes in a way, aren't they? Little front limbs and massive hind limbs. Not quite the same, of course. Yes, and look at the colour on the green of the evergreen swamp vegetation out there. It is dark green with a, I think that's just the sunlight reflecting of it, giving it a sort of glaucous look, but no, not quite. Yeah, this is bracken, but wouldn't you just love it if you could actually grow? I think I've said this before on some of the older clips with Donnie, when he was standing up to stuff that was even taller than he was. It would be good to grow Bonata like as if it were bracken and grow it to that sort of massive size, but maybe we will get there, because it does look like there are differences when you start getting away from peat and coir. There are differences in coloration, and the whites are wider, and well, the plants I'm growing look more look throatier, if that's a word, I don't know. Throatier. Throatier. Yeah. So anyway, so far nothing, but we'll keep on working our way down a little bit. Maybe we have to work our way around, I don't know. But you never know, we might get down to some sort of wetter, swampier area or something. Anyway, over and out for this clip, I think. Yeah, over and out. Come down quite a way. It's going to be a pain in the arse getting back up, but you know, I do like to try and make the effort for you fellas. So you do have to bear with my rants, I suppose, but then I think they're well deserved, because we really have been ripped off in this country by not only the commercial places, you know, making money for jam and running like parallel stories sort of thing, you know, letting the low nutrient story just go, even though they're doing something completely different, and the liverworts can tell you that they're doing something completely different, and the new European Australians instantly know there's something a bit skew when you're giving out the low nutrient spiel, and they're looking at these bloody and the no calcium spiel, and they're looking at these liverworts thinking, knowing that, you know, all the European species, you know, half of them can't live on anything but calcium limestone, and the other half don't have to, but would prefer it. In other words, the facultative organisms. So yeah. So obligate to preferential, in other words, facultative. So yeah. Yeah, it's quite a hard word to actually grasp in your mind, isn't it? Because it's really two words rolled into one, and maybe it's easy to go this way. Anyway, time to start a new clip, I think.